What's good, everybody? I feel terrible. Feel terrible. Just.
See, the thing is, he says this, but the truth of the matter is, like, we were over here trying to get into the really good tea and making sure we had our facts straight before we started talking about these. So, y'all are about to get twice as much tea as you would have gotten in the first 5 minutes while we had to look for stuff. I know I was Googling.
Right. Oh,
okay.
Boy.
I'm just going to go ahead and be honest about that one. I still don't know what's happening. So, there's that.
Yeah. We just rolling with the punches, but we gonna get there now.
Yeah,
we getting it now.
Yeah, so
this is getting it.
So for the audio listeners, for those who are watching this on YouTube later, this is take 2 of Tech Talk Thursday for September, or I'm sorry, damn, it's October.
It's October
1st, 2020.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Of course, I'm one of your hosts, Major Linux. I'm being joined this week by KKS Gaming.
Your boy.
And of course, I'm joined this week by Cineac. I'm keeping it consistent.
As you do.
I'm sorry. As we learned earlier in the previous take, it's Cinziac.
Cinziac.
But I just had to do that again. I had to do that one more time. Just to make it a second take of the same episode where I made the same mistake again. Yeah, so apparently, updating OBS and trying some of the new features on your personal stream, when it's only you talking, it doesn't really work when you bring it over into a different profile, different scene collection, and none of those same settings move over. To where, if you go and look at the Twitch replay, at the beginning, you'll definitely see me just talking to myself as I am wont to do when nobody else is around, because nobody ever wants to listen to me. Anywho, not a lot going on in tech news today. Not a lot going on. It seems like after Microsoft bought Bethesda, everybody's like, all right, we just ran out of shit to do. Everybody's just talking about the Xbox. We'll get to that a little bit later. First off, we're going to start off with some tech news that the judge expects that the Epic and Apple trial to start in July 2020, where Epic and Apple have both agreed that they will not be seeking a jury trial. But the big thing here is that Apple is saying that Epic was being not quite forthright and honest with its tactics leading up to the events that transpired.
Not being forthright, Apple?
I mean, you're right, because of the fact that, it's not like Apple will tell anybody, hey, this is what you need to do to, approve your apps in an app store. It's not like we don't.
Speaking, can I just talk about comparable experiences?
Please.
Trying to get listed as a developer and getting your programs into the Apple ecosystem, trying to get your student loans done on time.
Yeah. I can see that. Like they don't make it easy. And it's like, I hate it when developers talk about those experiences of trying to get their apps listed on the App Store, trying to get through the approval process and all this stuff. And when they complain, you've got these Apple fanboys that come as, well, they're just trying to make sure that it's the best platform ever and that they don't want to put junk on their platform. Like the App Store hasn't had fucking fart apps on there forever. And they actually had to issue a moratorium on fart apps because that's all everybody was making on the platform.
Yep.
So it's like, you can't really sit there and say like the App Store ain't trash. It very much is. And if you really go looking in the App Store, you can find some terrible, shitty ass apps on there.
Right.
It's just that, just know that somebody sitting in Apple had to go through those shitty ass apps. It's a, well, it technically doesn't violate the terms of service, so approve? Anywho, so Apple is making a claim that Epic essentially knew what was going to happen. Like Epic knew the end result of what was going to happen if they went through with their Fortnite what would you even call that? What would you even call the issue that happened? Like if you had to give it a name.
Entanglement. That's what I want to
Oh,
call
an
it. Entanglement.
So yes, when Epic
Yeah.
went through with the Fortnite entanglement on the iOS, in the iOS App Store, and technically it was the Google App Store too, but the Apple is the main one we're focusing on.
Yeah.
Apple says like Epic knew what was going to happen when they went through with it. When they put the alternate purchasing method, when they discounted the V-Bucks on that alternative purchasing method, and then almost immediately when they got kicked out of the App Store, had a ad ready to go to weaponize their player base.
Add in a skin.
With the skin.
Skin was ready.
Like within minutes, really.
Mm-hmm. They were like, like to say, like, oh, we got caught. Feign righteous indignation. Go, like had it ready.
And we've taken the time to listen to our user base, and we hear you. We hear the complaints that you're making, and we've taken it back to our board. We're looking into how we can do better. We thank you for sharing your very honest feedback with us in this time. We always want to make sure that our customers and our player bases and our audience TM always has the best possible experience.
And we have the ability and be like, thank you. We've heard you, and we know you want to be able to buy V-Bucks any way you possibly can. And we're giving you the freedom to buy the E-Bucks the V-Bucks that you want. We are allowing you the freedom to give us money in the way you want to give us money. Isn't that what freedom and democracy is about?
Capitalism?
Yeah, capitalism, freedom. It's freedom. The freedom to choose how to give us money. Don't let Apple tell you how to give us money. We want you to have the freedom to give us money whenever you want, however you want, wherever you want, whether it be on Apple, Google, or Epic. As long as you're giving us money, we want that to be your choice.
As they, ever so slightly bend forward to a room full of completely silent applause and then walk out because everyone's on screen like the Ellen Studios. Golf clapping over here.
That is the weirdest thing. That just
that new normal, boy, I tell you. Trying troubling times.
I'm sorry. I have to derail this for a second.
Derail it.
I don't know if this is tech, but I got a text message. Because a lot of these political campaigns are doing just instead of calling people, instead of knocking on people's doors, which thank God they're not doing that. They're just sending text message after text message to people who are registered in whatever party. I just got a text message from somebody who was a part of Field Team 6. Why is that a name of an organization of Democrats? Unless they're going to combat the armed militias that are outside the polling place, I don't want. Who is the Field Team? Who is Field Team 6? I don't know if I like this. This is getting too weird.
Very weird.
Oh my goodness. Anywho. So the judge in the case is telling Epic, so y'all not innocent here. You're not. Not at all.
No party is innocent.
No.
At this is just one rich company going up against another. This is $1 billion company going up against another $1 billion company. How dare you take the ability to make money off of our platform? And how dare this is a rich man. This is a rich people fight.
And I think it's like watching Godzilla and Mothra fight.
This is literally
I don't know
Is it?
who's good in this. They're both
Mhm.
destroying Japan.
Yeah, pretty much. Everybody getting stomped out. So who actually wins this in this thing? They're not in like a big overstuffed arena fighting for our enjoyment. No, they're stomping on my favorite they're stomping on my favorite restaurant. I don't like that. I don't like that.
Yeah,
Like,
this is it's weird. I don't know.
So, what kind of spicy news are we getting into aside from from the lies, deceit, and treachery that just seems to go with, I don't know, morning coffee, a baguette, an apple, an orange, your morning yoga, the sunlight coming through the window on the backs of people who probably can only barely afford your S series of, let me do a thing real quick. By the way, you remember that stuff we talked about last week? Because we were talking about this, it was funny watching people talk about the exact same point 2 days later
Again,
and being like, "Oh, so y'all said we could do this, but you didn't mention these things for storage. How are we supposed to afford all this stuff?" And I'm just like, "See, y'all could have been here for the podcast. This could have
see,
been a thing."
like I stated,
I like that.
Negrodamus. I'm just saying.
You
We're
called
we're
it.
we're out here keeping it fresh and hot. Y'all need to tell your friends about this.
Tell your
Tell
people.
tell someone.
Tell
Google
someone.
Google the House of Linux, and you will find in there
Mm,
information for your tech needs.
Exactly.
mm.
Tell a friend. Tell your mama. Tell your daddy. Tell your sister. Tell your brother.
Tell
We be
anyone that can comprehend.
Yeah, we be out here telling the truth and explaining all the ways that's going on to us. All this technical experience, all this melanin is telling you that this stuff is jumping off.
Open your third
Like,
eye.
yeah, we literally was talking about that. We were
Like
like,
I love the fact that, like I saw that and like I saw the we'll get to this early because it's actually it's in the list of stories
right.
like I remember seeing those articles come through and I knew it when Kev beeped in and said you see this Matt come on like I was already
Hmm.
here like
Yeah. Yeah.
like again I feel like people just do not understand technology and it's really
Uh-uh.
it's weird
Mhm.
and that's why like it bugs me to no end that
Yeah.
there are people like us who know what the fuck we're talking about.
Right.
We're not fucking blowing smoke. Like, we're not
We
making this shit up.
we knew.
Meanwhile, the people who are writing season 8 of Game of Thrones, I said what I said.
Yes. Appreciations. Because I'm like, I'm telling you. When I see that it was literally like, I hope people don't think that was a full thing. Like
Let's
I know
let's just jump
I
ahead. Let's just
know
jump ahead and talk
Major
about it.
called it, but I'm literally like, let's just go ahead. Let's just go ahead with it so we can fully talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So essentially, what we're talking about is that the it broke earlier this week. The Xbox
Right.
Series X 1 TB of storage only uses 800 gigabytes for games,
Right.
which we fucking told you last
we were
week.
But that's what we were like. We were literally like, if anybody who's ever bought a flash drive, if you've ever bought an external drive, hell, if you ever built a computer, you know that you're not getting a full anything of anything. You're not getting a full terabyte. You're not getting 4 full terabytes. Everything has an operating system. Operating system runs everything. So that guess what that takes up? It takes up storage.
Now, see, and I'll preface it. So right now on the screen, so if you're listening to the podcast, you're missing out on something.
Right.
You're missing this PC, my PC, all of the hard drives that are connected to my computer. And yes, I will say, technically, I have 17 terabytes of storage built into this motherfucker. How much of this is
Right.
usable? It's not 17 terabytes. Nowhere close.
No.
Because of the fact that this is a 500 gigabyte drive. This is a 500 gigabyte drive. This is a 500 gigabyte drive. All three of them have 465 gigs of usable storage.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Cause why?
magically, 35 gigs are not available to me.
Mm-mm. Cause
This is
why?
this is a 2 terabyte drive, 1.81 terabytes of usable storage.
Right. Now, my only surprise was I didn't think that it was going to use as much of the gigabytes in the 1 terabyte as 800. But I knew it was going to use some percentage of a terabyte. So you weren't going to get the full terabyte. I was thinking maybe like 950. I was thinking about neither 950 or 850, but 800. Okay, that sounds about right. Sure. What else? So I understand. Now I know some folk will be mad about it, but I can't understand why would people be mad about it if you've ever bought a console ever in your life. If you ever bought a console ever in your life, you know you're not going to get all.
No,
You know you're not going to get a full terabyte. You're not going to get it. I was
no.
surprised that it was 800 left, but I'm like, okay, sure, but I'm like, still not a problem.
I
It is
think
what it is.
maybe it warrants saying in a lot of these cases that you'll never get the whole thing of anything as it's advertised. What
Yes,
they advertise is the full capacity that this has,
right,
not the usable amount of it this is.
right.
That's like saying I get a paycheck. My paycheck, let's say our paycheck is $1,000. You don't get $1,000. That's what
Mm.
the rate is. Then they go, but taxes, 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 taxes. You know what? I was about to make a comment and then caught myself about these taxes. However, you get like line items of taxes. So you
Right.
have this is what they put on paper that you make, but this is the amount that you get because some of that space is already taken.
Right.
I feel like this is knowledge that people take for granted when they look into, hey, we want to get this or we want to get that, or we're going to have a terabyte of space. No, you're not, unless it's an external hard drive that has literally nothing on it. And even then, it'll have
Drivers.
some kind of software to manage that
Drivers.
space, which means you won't have the entirety of that space.
You won't.
So let's just go ahead and get that preliminary out of the way for those of us who are not in the know about that particular thing.
PC folk already knew this. PC people already knew this. It's like I'm like I don't got to tell you don't got to tell me. And sometimes people don't like when you hear the word terabyte, but then if somebody was to say like it has 800 gigs of space, that's not as sexy as a terabyte. Terabyte's more sexy. But we know it's not going to be a full terabyte. So I don't understand why people are like this when they're like, oh, well, it's not a terabyte, it's false advertising. At least Sony had the good sense to say 825.
Yeah, they came out and they said like it's just 825 usable just out the gate.
Just usable out the gate. So that way it's not like, oh, but it's quote a terabyte, but it's like 825. Whatever.
Yeah.
I think yeah, this is what it is, you know. So the real question is how much usable space is going to be on the Series S? Because that's a 512 drive, and I'm gonna, oh boy, like that's one of the big questions for
part of
me.
me wonders if I could do the math. I don't know what happened to I had a 1 terabyte hard drive somewhere, and I don't remember what happened to it. Actually, no, I definitely know where it is now. What's going on, Indy? So let's see. Out of the 2 terabyte drive that I have, just from storage constraints, I'm missing 0.19 terabytes of that data, right? I'm trying. Yeah, it's gonna be hard. I can't do this, man.
Right.
Because it's hard to figure out like what's actually coming out of the hard drive and what the OS is going to be.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to like break down what's what because you got your features, your OS, your drivers. Everything's got to talk to each other. So
I'm thinking it's probably going to be about 4.
yeah.
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be about half that. mainly because like with the 500 gigabyte drive, that the 500 gigabyte drives that I have in the system now are showing a 465.
465, yeah.
I think that the other 65 may be used for system stuff. So
Right.
yeah, I think it'll show up at 400 usable.
Yeah. So
Well, so Indy, what the discussion is just like, so with the Xbox Series X, there's a 1 terabyte drive, but there's only 800 gigabytes usable. We know that there's going to be a 500 gigabyte drive in the Series S.
right.
The question is how much of that is going to be usable. That's what we're trying to determine.
Right. I think
So it's like just physics, science, math. Like we already know that it won't be 500.
no, it's not going to be 512.
Like the whole, like the system itself, between the data that you save and the data that the Xbox needs to just run day-to-day operations, won't have access to a full 500 gigabytes.
It will not.
So
It will not.
what we're trying to estimate here is how much will the Series S have of their usable storage.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, and again, I still don't think it's 45 because, I mean, as you can see here on my PC, these 3 drives right here, I'll highlight them. They're both 500 gigabyte drives. And I only have 465 to use per drive. So I don't think it'll be 485 usable because I don't even have 485 gigabytes to use myself on my PC. So it's going to be interesting to see. Like, honestly, and again, we can call it Negodamus again. I think that it's going to be 400.
You know, I feel like there's a certain theme here. Not just with this podcast, but with melanin in general. Like, you know, I don't think we necessarily want these superpowers and abilities, but y'all, like every time we say, you know, we really should have, there really is a whole reason and a setup behind why people are like, there's a reason why of all the characters in every single episode of Family Guy, only one ever, and of course the black woman character, was like, but didn't I tell you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Didn't I tell you?
Mm-hmm.
This podcast and technology, the state of the country in general, just the whole thing. Didn't we tell you?
We're usually right. We are.
Like,
we are
And mind
we
you,
are very right.
in advance, we are trying to save y'all. Please listen to these podcasts and also wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Please.
We break down the list every day. 2-factor, password managers, you know, don't be clicking on the weird links and literally watch the podcast. Because we won't.
I mean, 100% facts, no printer. Y'all just do the thing.
Mm-hmm. Just listen to the podcast.
Honestly, listen to these two. You don't even have to listen to me. I'm just here for slavery. Listen to these two.
Don't listen to him. Listen to him.
No, listen to Sin. Listen to Sin.
Do not let this man disparage his own name I do.
I ramble a lot, so Sin has better reads than I do, and I'm like,
and I just spit technical, just jargon and nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let Sin discount his own voice. Don't do that. No, ain't gonna let him. He's not getting away with this. No, sir. No.
I love how y'all said this like I'm trying to commit a crime.
That was a crime.
He's like, send you to jail.
Sin. Not gonna do that here. All right, so let's move on back to tech stuff real quick. For those people who got them Nvidia GPUs and you really want to go back outside, you better download that Fold in at Home app, get to crunch some COVID-19 numbers, and guess what? It's going to be 60% faster now. As of yesterday or whenever, or the day before this article came out, folding at home efforts are being powered up with CUDA support. Nvidia is stepping up to the front line to provide GPU acceleration courtesy to its parallel computing platform CUDA in order to help evaluate and synthesize the sheer volume of molecules necessary in the battle against the ongoing global pandemic. So projects like COVID Moonshot are going to get a serious boost in the fight against COVID-19, where the fate of the world hangs in the balance. More processing power certainly doesn't go amiss. So sure, if you have the Nvidia cards, things will go a little faster. I still recommend it if you have a beefy system and it's just sitting there, not really doing much of anything, and you don't mind it running just a little bit harder and getting a little bit hotter, especially now the winter's coming. Maybe you want to save on your heating bill, save on your gas bill by running up your electric. Maybe one's cheaper than the other. I don't know. Download Folding at Home. Fold some proteins. Make some calculations. Like, help them try to figure out how to defeat this virus so we can all go outside. Because Karen and Kevin ain't helping. Unless Karen and Kevin are running Folding at Home on their computers, and then they definitely are. Hopefully, they're running it at home and not going outside without a mask on.
Mm-hmm. Oh Lord, people with masks. Oh jeez.
But yeah, so if you have the Nvidia GPUs, you're definitely going to see a speed boost when it comes to the stuff on Folding at Home. But again, I do recommend it. If you have a PC that's just sitting at home, not doing much of anything, maybe just donate some CPU time. I mean, it's not like cryptocurrency is doing much. Even though I've made 30 cents since I bought my $5 in Bitcoin. I'm 30 cents richer on Bitcoin now. Balling.
Okay. You can buy that stick of gum you always wanted.
Yep.
You can buy 10 pieces of bazooka with what you made from that return.
Yep. But I don't need chew gum.
Mm-mm.
Just go buy it. Just let it sit. Like, yeah. How y'all feel?
Mm-hmm.
The crime is Xbox not telling us how much actual storage will be. Yeah, see again. We want it. It won't.
Messaging. Been saying that for a while. Messaging. Can't. Got to tell people what's going on. The console's coming out too soon. What, next month? Next month now? Yep. Need to have that bad boy. You got to have that messaging on lock.
Also, while we're talking about black folks and Xbox marketing team, y'all need to send some of these Xbox over to these black women. I'm just saying.
Yes. Send black women that.
I'm glad MKBHD got one. I'm glad Your Average Consumer got one. I'm glad Spawn on Me got one.
Mm-hmm.
But you got folks out here. You got women out here
mm-hmm.
who would love to, talk to their audiences. They got big audiences. What are we doing? Mm-hmm. I'm just saying. I mean, I would like one too, but there are women. There are definitely women out here who are bigger than me.
Mm-hmm.
Who definitely have those audiences.
Do we want to start running some names? Because I'm pretty sure we got some that we can just be like.
I mean,
the first one's coming to mind is Pikachu Lita.
Pikachu Lita. We got Cypher.
Yes.
One. Cup could use 2. Star Mode could use 3. Star Mode could use 3. Mirror can use 2.
So many people, man. After the last couple of months, y'all better not come over here and ask me if I know a black creator.
The Phenom needs the Phenom. The female Phenom, she needs one.
You know what? I'm just gonna say Anka. Just send Anka one.
Send Anka both.
Yep.
Send Anka both of them. The S and the X. That's what I'm talking about right now. Anka first, and then we'll send you the list later. Missy, send Missy one. I know Miss might, send Missy one. Send Sheena one. Who else? Send my home girl Miss Brett one.
How about Lady Confetti? Let's just go ahead and slide.
Yeah, I'll just send y'all a list. I'll send.
I feel like I just need a scrolling marquee of just black creators. Just
black creators and just send them down.
Just scroll across the screen. Like,
we can literally go all day. I can literally go all day. But I don't. But hey, we know some. Off the dome, we know some. Okay? So
it's
just
crazy.
Go ahead.
It's crazy.
And people like, I didn't know.
Like we said we wanted more black folk in tech and black tech creation. Like, you ain't say just men.
Not just men.
Not just men.
I'm looking out for them. I'm like, where are they? Where they at though? When I see them, I'm like, oh, I found you, and I'm never letting you go now.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was like I couldn't find the black men in tech. Now I found them. Now I want to find the black women in tech. Where are they at? And if you tell, that's not me saying because I don't know and I'm not trying to look. I generally want to know because I generally want to see y'all because I generally want that. Because when I see y'all, then it'll be like, okay, I see what you're doing.
Yeah,
I see what you're
you
making.
found one. It's like
Now
magic.
I'm going to hype you out.
It's like magic. It's like a unicorn. Like when I found Anka, I was like, you see it too? You understand?
You understand it?
Oh my goodness.
The visions?
Like the fact that I got someone I could fight with Microsoft versus Linux, and it's not just another dude. It's just great.
Mm-hmm.
I can give Anka shit all the time for that
Thank
shit.
you.
It's great. Oh, SharePoint sharing ass. I want that. Get on the wave. Oh wait, nobody got on the wave. That's why we lost it.
Oof. And oop. When she broke up, she talked about we should do Microsoft Teams, and I'm like, huh?
You said that in Discord?
I didn't say that.
No, I'm saying like you said that in a Discord.
You said that in Discord? Microsoft Teams here?
You mean when there's like the gaming version of Slack, another better application? You talking about Teams? Oh my goodness! I mean, which one you think is better, Linux or did Indy really just ask that question?
Oh, Indy. Indy, you've had
see what?
And you finna get 20-minute answer.
Hey.
It's
calm that down. We're gonna be nice here.
I guess. We need to do a podcast. But give a 20-minute answer. Indy, you messed up.
Nah, look. If you called me a couple of years ago, there'd have been some feelings. But I'm gonna say again, as you can see, I'm running this podcast on Windows. It's running on Windows. I use a Mac for my day to day.
Right.
Like I have my Linux servers. Each operating system, each company, what they have their own specific uses, and they're good at them.
Right.
It's just you got to know which one you're using it for.
I like Linux for server side things more than anything else because I like the way the security is set up on those a bit more than I would on like a Microsoft machine.
Yeah, Windows servers are bad. Don't do that. But hey, for home PCs, go ahead. Again,
home PCs,
the wealth of applications, all the stuff that's there for everybody develops on Windows, even the bad people. But hey, I mean, Windows is great for what it is. I just won't use them for server stuff. And I'm giving up on Year of the Linux desktop. That should just, for some people, okay, that's fine. Do you? That's just not for me anymore. I've tried that for so long, but I miss being able to do things on Windows that I can't do on Linux. And Mac, I don't know. I just like Mac hardware. I really do. I was thinking about replacing my MacBook with a Mac Mini. I didn't even consider another computer.
If I could do a Hackintosh, I think I would like Mac a little bit. Oh, there's on.
We done said her name 3 times.
We done called her up.
And summoned her up from the lines of Visual Basic.
Mm-hmm. From the depths of SQL.
Yeah, if I tried to run this on Linux, I don't think it'll work because like the technologies that I use to run this podcast and get these videos in here is not available on Skype for Linux. Not at all. So, again, Windows blesses me at times, and I have to give them props. Right. Windows has gotten a lot better over the years. Like, again, you can download Windows 10 and install it on a computer and use it for free.
Yes.
I'm just saying, in the year of our Lord 2020, you can still use a copy of Windows 10 for free and get majority, if not all of the updates.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been doing about that since like what 2002, but we're not going to talk about it.
Look, no, see, I'm talking about legally doing that. I'm talking you'll still get the activate Windows watermark on your computer, but that's about outside of the watermark and the fact that you can't change the background or some personalization settings.
I mean,
I'm not saying, oh no, this copy of Windows 7 fell off the back of a truck and I guess I should stick it into my computer and hello.
Anka, you're on hotel internet. We're just taking questions from chat here. Questions and comments from chat. So first thing, it's hotel internet. These people aren't trying to have you be out here with a connection that's continuous. They want you to do things like email and that's it. They only want the connection to work when you order in room service or when you want to tell them, I need you to refill this snack bar. Whereas like M&M's for like the 8-ounce package is like $5.
You just trying to like send an email, a quick text, and maybe watch an episode of Attack on Titan on Crunchyroll. That's about it. But that's basically about it. You ain't trying to do no more than that. Like
500 kilobytes up and down.
Listen, forget Attack on Titan. You just trying to.
Well, Uncle, let us know when they send you that Xbox Series X. I want videos immediately.
And I want you to start streaming it too.
Yep. I need to see everything. I need you to record a whole video, the system interface and everything. Look, we got to keep we got to keep our predictions up, guys. We got to keep the predictions up. We got to see the whole thing so that we can just tease it out before everybody else does.
I need a full breakdown.
Andy said it's a stable connection only in the lobby. They want to give you the impression that the hotel will be stable. So they got good connection in the lobby and bad connection everywhere else.
That's where that's where the only Wi-Fi point is.
A Wi-Fi point and a whole bunch of repeaters. trying to stress that internet like a rubber band. Like that's it. This hotel internet. I can only go so far.
You hate to see
Anka, you get better connection with your hotspot.
What are you doing?
You got 5G? You might as well just use 5G. You might as well use 4G, LTE. Just go ahead. You got 5G in the area? Use that.
Again, like unlimited plans aren't that expensive.
They're really not.
They're not. I don't know what the hell these damn carriers were thinking. You know what? There's too many people on unlimited. We're just gonna make meter plans. I'm like, y'all be back.
Be like X gigs, and then the rest is 2 gigs. I'm like, I never use that much. Never use that much data.
Nah, I thought about my son. Like I said, look, all this Paw Patrol ain't gonna pay for itself. So
true.
All right, let's do it. I'm tell you that this shit came in handy when trying to sell that damn house. And never would have got him out otherwise. All right.
So
Twitter. I'm sorry. Then you had something to add there?
Did you say Twitter?
I did say Twitter.
What happened on Twitter?
They've expanded the rollout of their voice suites for iOS, and I'm assuming Android users as well.
Oh, I ain't got.
I have feelings about it. I do. I have feelings about it.
I feel like you should share those feelings.
The biggest thing that happened when the voice thing came out and the way that they had it set up was like, I get uncomfortable with these things because of the way the features are implemented. So when you have social media things, I always get concerned with talking stuff because we all know around here how people like to say something and then be like, but that's not what I said. You were just mishearing me. Like almost every time the N word is said, for one. So with that in mind, the concern that I have here is, one, people trying to gaslight people doing that. But then the other thing is that it doesn't have certain accessibility features, so it doesn't transcribe anything, and it doesn't let people add alt text either. So if you are if you are anybody who has any kind of hearing issues, well, here's this whole feature where you're going to see post after post of people experimenting with it, but not being able to interact with it at all. And it's like, why would you do this? One, why would you do this on a thing that's microblogging? If people wanted to talk to people, they could just make a video about that and post it, which you already have a feature for, and still have it added captions. But I'm not going to come for y'all for that today because that's a little bit outside of scope. Well. So, like, one, the feature, it's one of these things where I think the larger conversation is tech people need to listen to the people and observe the people who are actually using their products and stop just randomly throwing out things that don't make any sense for the context of what you developed this platform for or what you communicated about where you even want it to go. Like, it's not, Twitter is not a spot for just going, I wanted to say something into my microphone and then post it. That's not the medium. The whole medium is in writing. So if you take out the whole writing element, then what are we supposed to do and how are we supposed to interact with this? Not to mention the amount of people who are going to be like, how do I save this clip now? Because this person is out here saying some wild stuff and I need to get to it before they decide to erase it. Because that's the other thing.
Mm-hmm. Unless you do, well, unless you could do like screen recordings, that's a possibility. But you know, that's one of those things that like that's but to Sin's point, like how would you be able to physically capture a moment when somebody is saying something wild? Like in a tweet, you screen cap that bad boy. Like how would you screen cap an audio recording unless you have like screen recording on that phone, and you're basically just at that point just recording live streams like how people like to do on Instagram or Instagram, where it's like, oh, this person said that on live, let me record that because you said something wild and we need receipts to call you on that. So because I haven't been able to utilize that kind of stuff myself. So, but I definitely see what Sin is saying about people using it to be able to say wild shit on the internet, more wild shit on the internet than they've already been saying, and how would they be able to like clarify? It was like, no, I didn't say that, or I didn't say that, even though you said it in audio form with your whole chest, and then it's like, oh, but then you decided to take that down because you knew, they was coming for your ass. So
while you were talking, I just uploaded just a random audio clip to Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I could tell, like, after looking at that's the first time I've ever seen that. I don't think I've ever seen anybody use it in my timeline.
I have seen one person use that, but then it was just like her like randomly laughing, like a deep and rich laughter from her soul, and it was like and it was like, okay, I could,
Was it
okay.
today? Today would be appropriate. If it was any time before today, I was like, what's wrong, ma'am? What's wrong with you? I'm
like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Like, ma'am, this is a Starbucks. Ma'am, why are you maniacally laughing all of a sudden? I need to know.
Some name right. Yeah, so they've been rolling out this stuff they've been rolling this stuff out to iOS users, and I'm assuming Android users as well. They were rolling out earlier this year. A lot of people did complain, say, hey, how do you transcribe? Like, what are all the accessibility features for it? What's odd is, like, okay, if it was in testing, why not continue to test it and roll that stuff out with it? They chose not to, and just say, hey, you know what? We'll provide the transcoding and all that stuff later. It's fine. Just use it. Have fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, why don't you
And
fully
it's
bake your
always
feature? Damn.
I hate it. I hate it so much because it's always the just test it and put it out there. That's always like y'all realize y'all are going to be reckless about this, right?
Right.
That's what you're encouraging people to do. To go out here and be reckless and then be like, well, it was just a test, so we're not really responsible for how that went. I need y'all to know.
Mhm.
Oh, you
Right.
mean like the mid-roll ads in Twitch?
Child, I mean like this other feature that do we want to talk about that feature right now? Because I mean that's a segue right there.
Let's see. Let's pull it up.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
So we're gonna jump into some streaming news. I love the fact that we just jumping all over today. This is great. Just keep me on my toes here.
Yeah, let's jump in.
So much of this is just connected. Like this
Yeah.
is why, because like see, you can't talk about Twitch features now because, okay.
So let's see. This is a tweet from Twitch support that came out yesterday. Apparently, I missed it. Hey mods, we've added a widget in ModView that lets you manage. I'm sorry, geez, I almost read that as urban requests. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Lets you manage unbanned requests. Channel banned users can submit an appeal through the chat column, which you can review and take action on anonymously. We bring the ability to send unbanned requests to mobile soon.
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
To where our co-host Sin had sent in a reply saying, no Xbox, I do not want to look at the solid gold hits this month. Thank you. Given the exchanges that people already experience with banned users, this feature is the equivalent of opening another channel for potential abuse and harassment. Please do not do this. End quote.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, you read my whole comment like this.
Yeah.
You just like read that in like my government name. So y'all feelings. I have not yet watched Hidden Figures, but I really want to just for the fact that for no other reason that Janelle Monáe is in this movie.
It's in my Apple TV queue. I have
it on Blu-ray and digital. I still haven't seen it yet, but I know that there's a Taraji P. Henson read in it, and that read was beautiful.
We're here for Taraji,
right? So one day, but yeah, when I tell you as a streamer, because we're all streamers here, I can tell you that right now that this is by far not a good idea, and I cannot believe that Twitch decided to even fix their bandwidth, their code, their implementation to make a thing that nobody asked for. Nobody asked for this. Nobody wanted this except toxic individuals who want to beg baby please back into people's good graces. You got banned, and you're not coming back. Even if somebody did send a request for this, I would be like, no, you're still banned.
But have you seen, right, the meme where it's like, no one anywhere, not a single soul in this galaxy.
Right.
And then it just has someone burst out and do something that literally no one wants.
Right.
That is this feature. Now, a preface, because we're literally on their platform.
Mm-hmm.
A preface real quick. Do I mind incremental changes to features and trying things out to see what people might like or what they might not like?
Mm-hmm.
No. That is literally software. That is the industry that I am in, e-learning in particular for me. And with all of that, you have to do things and you have to experiment. People aren't going to try to innovate things. They're going to try to keep experiences small and consistent. And if you want to branch out, you kind of have to like do things that people may or may not like. That part, I get. Are you trying to improve the platform? Sure, 100% fine. Here's what I have here. We have Agile for moderation tools to keep people out and to keep people from harassing and abusing people for like a minute.
Right.
We have people who are still not able to stream because their harassers or whatever keep making sock puppet accounts and showing up in their streams no matter how often they ban them, to the point that they have to shut down their chat, go into follow only mode or emote mode or sub only mode for safety. We got people literally passing around lists of the people that they banned from one stream to another so that other people can't show up in these things. For safety, I am pretty sure that there are a number of people that I have banned that are still have accounts on this platform because people got reported, but those things haven't been handled. And what you meant to do with me banning people almost daily for months at this point as a mod on a couple of channels was to go, you know, it'd be really cool if all those people you banned could come back and say, as they always do, why you banned me though? I was just joking. It wasn't even that serious. You gave me a whole inbox for this. The literal feature that you implemented was meant to keep people out of communities as a last resort because their offenses were egregious. Why would you then develop a feature to undermine the whole concept of the only safety feature that you have that people can consistently use? Like, the logic.
The logic.
Where though?
See,
you know that whole thing where this person just like looks like they're holding like a pumpkin pie or something, just turn to the camera and question marks appear. That is literally me at this moment. Like equations are floating around. I don't understand.
Right.
Help me. Between the two of you, because I know that you two know things. Help me understand, because I don't. What is happening?
I don't get it.
Unfortunately, there are limits to Negodamus's power.
Because I can tell you,
I can't see this.
Because I could tell you this from a shadow of a fact, from me and my feelings, and like I've taken the pulse of Twitter, and I've taken the pulse of other creators, and I could tell you without 100% shadow of the fact, nobody wanted this shit. Nobody wanted this shit today. Nobody wants this shit tomorrow. Nobody wants this shit in 2022 when we could be able to get out and actually be free and live a wonderful life now, hopefully, knock on wood. But nobody wants this. You're basically giving trolls the ability to appeal when they could have just been nice individuals and not be assholes. How did like they are banned because of their actions. They're not banned because the streamer had a bad day. They're not banned. Most of them are not banned for them, because I didn't have breakfast and my blood sugar was low, and I just started banning people akimbo. Or a rogue mod decided to ban people because why not? Because they had a bad day and whatever, and they were banning people. I'm talking about people who are toxic, mean, spiteful, asshole individuals who got banned as the platform's only ability to do so. Just so streamers can keep going and playing Genshin Impact without having to be judged every 5 minutes about something.
So, two things. My stance on banned accounts for my streams will be the same as Twitch's. We do not speak on why accounts are banned. Please don't request any info. Two, I'm looking at the sentences, like the statements that they're using to highlight this feature, right? Where it's like, hi there, can I get banned? And whatever. Hi there, I'm really sorry. I didn't, it ends with M, like, I didn't mean. Like, where that sentence is going. You got one dude just shouted, unban me. And then got something like, then in this capital was like, dear sir or madam, my intentions. Like,
I mean, it's all of this, but
they know. They know.
I know.
They know.
Can we also talk about another thing? You know who has to read this? Either the streamer themselves or their moderators. Hold on. Let me just go ahead and tell y'all this real quick. I'm not the help desk. I don't get paid to mod in the places that I mod. Like, it is a position of authority, and that authority comes with a certain level of trust and power and stuff that you don't abuse, and there's that dynamic there. But it's also like you have just asked two people to basically take a full-time job, because if this gets implemented on a large stream, especially partners who regularly have teams that have to ban people for doing all these community guidelines, you have now opened the floodgates to thousands of requests like this for no reason. And as with most features like this, you didn't let us opt into it. That is probably the worst part of this. If there was a thing where it's kind of like, hey, we have implemented a button that lets you do this. If you would like to try it, let us know. Or we have a select group of people who said that they wanted access to our testing and experimental features. We have released it for them. But for you to make this wide announcement like this, and for these things to suddenly appear in places where I know that people regularly ban stuff because they get brigaded and harassed and stuff from people who have nothing better to do than to be on Twitter or to be in people's streams harassing them, this was not it. This was not it. And I do not know how this feature got passed through more than one single individual, and then everybody went, "Nah, this is fine."
Mm-mm. There are no like few cases where or exceptions to the rule of somebody becoming unbanned. Like, unless it's a misunderstanding, unless somebody else happens, that's one thing. Sure. But 99.99999% of the people who get banned, whether I ban them, whether Sin bans them, or whether Major bans them, it's because people were being assholes. And they were being racist trolls, they were being racist, sexist, homophobic, transphobic out here in these streets. We set the rules, they did not abide by them, so they got banned. This is what happens. This is exactly what happened. And so when you give tools to individuals to allow them to request to be unbanned, you just basically open up the floodgates for people to be like, oh, I'm just gonna flood, how many people are gonna be like flooding like Mirror's chat, Mirror's like inbox, or gonna be flooding story modes, or gonna be flooding cups, or gonna be flooding, whoever's just
so
to be able to, yeah.
So I'm just gonna put it out there. I decided to go check it out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna see if I can slide this just right in here, just right on the side here. It's really small, but already this button just apparently got turned on yesterday, and I've got one.
One. I know if I look. I know if I looked, I might find a few. I might find a couple.
And the thing is, it's not somebody that I banned because of the fact that they were just being terrible. It's because I just don't want random ass bots in my channel taking my data. So I banned a bot, and of course, the person who runs that bot noticed that we're banned in my channel, and then sent me a message saying, "Hey, can you unban me? There's no need for you to ban me. I just lurk in people's chats." Like, no. Like, if you were a user lurking in this channel, sure, but you're not. I looked you up, you're a bot, dude. Like, why would I want you to scrape my my channel? Like, that's not cool. But yeah, like if an author of a bot has already taken advantage of this, like imagine all those trolls who saw this tweet and then just began flooding people's channels.
Yes.
Because it doesn't matter. It was retroactive. It was retroactive. It didn't matter when you did it. As long as they were banned, they can come in regardless and request to not be banned.
Yeah, they're not having this anymore. They're gonna be like, they're gonna see the backlash. They're gonna see it. It's going to be a problem.
And do nothing.
They're gonna take away.
No, they won't. No, they won't.
I feel like,
No, they won't. Nope.
So, like I say, once again, it's
those mid-roll ads will be banned.
Us. Yeah. We'll see it. Go see them numbers when them numbers drop.
No, Twitch looking at us like, where you gonna go? Oh, that's what I thought.
And that's the thing, Indy. It's the fact that we can ask questions like, so what are y'all going to do about these bots? What are you going to do about these other things? But you went and gave me a way for people to unban them. And I guess the thing that burns my biscuits the most about these things and what I'm sensitive to isn't like, hey, someone came in and started an argument and said some stuff or whatever, things I hated in the moment, and I banned them and I didn't mean to. It's the knowing and seeing how often people will do things without reason. Most of the time, the bans that I do, here's a fun fact for you. The bans that I do live are about 30 to 40% of the bans that I do. Do you know what the other 70% are?
Mm-hmm.
They're preventative. Like, I will find out that someone was on some nonsense somewhere, and I'm just like, I don't even want you to come into the yard to do the nonsense, and then I have to correct it. So I'm going to say, right, you were out here being racist on someone else's channel. Let me just go ahead and ban you in these other channels where I know that it's literally other Black people, LGBT people, and everything else. Like, we're not playing games with this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's when you know that people can and will attack you unprovoked, not like we got into an argument and it escalated to a point that I banned you. You will just walk in and say mean things to me because I exist.
I'm living my life. I'm living my life. I'm fresh. I'm loved. I'm in love incarnate. I'm in one with the universe, and you got a problem with, and you want to argue with me because I'm happy, you're banned. Like, that's it. Like, I'm not arguing with you on this.
Hey, oh wait, it was Tuesday, so I just banned, right?
Banned.
And you just went. But what if we gave you an inbox for it so you can see how many people wanted to get back into it?
Mm-mm. That's
dumb.
That's a big
It is really dumb.
And that's what I'm saying to like Thank Point. Where you gonna go? True, but that don't mean I ain't gonna stop talking shit about you.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to be the bird. I'm going to be the gnat in your ear and says, I don't fucking want this. I don't fucking want this. I don't fucking want this. And if we get a whole bunch of other people to join into the chorus and being like, I don't fucking want this, sooner or later, there's going to be like a lot of people are going to be like, they're like, I don't want this. Take my affiliate button back. I'm on Patreon. I got my Patreon. I got my coffee. I got my whatever. Take my button back. Take this check mark back. And a lot of people started doing. I've seen some people doing that simply because of the fact that they just don't want to be. They just don't want to be like, yo, I don't like the way Twitch is not supporting me, so I'm not going to support them. Here's my Patreon. Here's my coffee. Here's my PayPal. Here's my whatever. Here's my Venmo, my Cash App. If you want to support me, here are the ways you can do so. And that's really where it comes down to. It's like being like, this is the platform where I express myself, but this is not the platform that I express myself, and I don't want to be. I don't want this platform where I express myself being. I'm basically being threatened by people that you allow on the platform. And maybe I couldn't go somewhere else, but if I couldn't go nowhere else, that's fine. But to say like, hey, I'm gonna support y'all when y'all don't support me, nope. Burning all my Twitch merch, if that was the case, solely the case.
But I like my pillow though.
I love my shirts too. But I'm like,
it's hidden behind another pillow though. But yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, nobody. In short, nobody wants this. Get rid of this shit.
No.
You're still banned.
You know they're gonna have that out for like 2 weeks in spite of everybody being like, yo, this is a bad idea. And here's the thing that always puts me in a weird spot when they implement features like these, especially moderation tools. It's probably one of the times that it's easiest to see the difference between people who use, like the kind of people who use Twitch. Because whenever that happens, it's always the marginalized people who are the first to go, y'all didn't think about this all the way through. Please step that back. Meanwhile, like everybody else is like, oh, this looks really cool. It'll be interesting to see how it works and all this other stuff. And or the people who come to me when I make posts and responses like the one that Linux just read, like, I mean, are you sure it's going to automatically be a bad idea?
Yes. Next question. Like, yeah. Anything?
Were you
anything
here
else?
for February? Were you here for July? Were you here for August?
Yeah. Anything you want to say before I mute you on Twitter? Yes, it's a bad idea. Now, do you have anything else? Because I'm finna mute you now. That's pretty much it. I'm muting people. I don't really block people that much. I just mute people because if I block them, they know they've been blocked and they says, haha, I got them. But if I mute you, I don't see you. You don't know I don't see you anymore. And you could just rant your head off and I'm like, huh? I can't Huh? I can't hear you. You're muted.
No. I appreciate that you are the same kind of petty as me because I will just mute people depending if they don't do something egregious, but I just find them irritating. I just mute them forever or until I feel like unmuting them later and just enjoy the silence and know that they are screaming into the void, but I cannot hear any of it.
Can't
I'm
hear a word of it.
I'm slightly convinced though that I've been muted a lot.
I think you might have been.
I'm
I
like-
think you might have been muted for like. God, he's always talking about this thing. Oh my god.
No, I honestly think it was for my Kanye tweets. I honestly believe they were for Kanye tweets, but it's like that one dude. It was like a conservative pundit who's like, I have 300,000 followers on Twitter. I should be getting 300,000 retweets daily. Twitter suppressing my voice.
Mute.
Like,
I was.
no,
Yeah,
you just don't understand how Twitter works. But then at the same time, I was like, you know what? Sometimes I'll be thinking like that too.
Mm-hmm.
I should be having at least 1,000 likes. These tweets are gold.
Sometimes I'm like, I could say how I feel about it, but I'm not gonna say how I feel about it. But most of the time, I'll just be muting people just because I don't like the way you said that thing. Mute. You know what? I don't want that on my timeline. Mute. You know that thing you post. Like there be sometimes I'm like I see somebody retweet something that's like goes beyond my core sensibilities, and I'm like I'm not gonna mute that. I'm not gonna mute the person who retweeted it, but I'm gonna mute the tweet that they retweeted, the person that they retweeted, because I don't want that type of shenanigans on my timeline. And sometimes that person will say something that I've muted, and I have to view what they said because I don't know because I muted that person, just for a tweet or so. I have to be muting people because I'm like I ain't got time for all this shenanigans. I ain't got time for that mute. Oh, you post it. Oh, you be and mute. And the one thing I do like about Twitter is you can mute hashtags, so that's always good.
Oh
Masked Singer is completely muted.
Wrestling
forever.
for me. Wrestling
like,
for me.
I don't want to hear nobody talking about Masked Singer ever, because even if I want to talk about Masked Singer, I'm gonna talk about Masked Singer. So just completely muted forever. I don't want to hear nobody. I don't want to hear nobody's guesses. I don't want to hear nobody's like who Broccoli is. I don't care who Broccoli is. I don't want to hear what Thingamajig is like. I want to know. I want nothing. I want to be able to find out on my own and enjoy the surprise. That's what I want. That's a little Ray.
One last thing on this Twitch mod thing. I'm not sure about any of you all, but like I'm a part of communities that are definitely not strictly POC. It's like I am a mod for Extra Life. And I've had an issue 2 years ago where I started blocking people who were being very, very racist, and not the people who are banned, but the other mods started messaging me, why was I banning people? What I'm afraid this is going to do is it undermine me as a person who knows what racist posts look like. Oh, sorry, he was just being overzealous. We're so sorry. We didn't mean to upset you. And like Extra Life's own moderators will go back and start backpedaling shit. And it's like I've seen that so much.
Most of the places that I mod, the mods are on the same page with me, but I hadn't thought about people like in a situation where all of the mods are not on the same page. Ooh, Chile. Oh my God.
I would be like, you know what?
I'm just gonna go ahead and step away from the screen. I need a refill for this.
No, because I'm like, well, I'm finna go. I would literally be like, if you're backpedaling on me, I'm not going to be a moderator for you, because if you've defanged me and declawed me, how am I supposed to do my job? I've had instances like that happen before, where like a person is literally going off, and I'm like, this is a bannable offense, and the person is just literally just looking like, and then even had the nerve to come into my DMs and tell me why I got a problem with this man. And I'm like, literally like, bruh, don't you know you the type if you was in front of me, you would catch hands? Like, no. don't let the soft, bespectacled like thing fool you. I throw hands. Don't come at me like this. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I mean, and I'm a person too. Like, yeah, if you did that to me, like I'm gonna walk away. But that's just because I'm walking. Because all right, look, I can't formulate the right words when I'm angry. Let me get time. Let me to go grab this thesaurus. Find the right words.
Right.
Because I'm about to come for that ass.
Right. Because I'm like, sometimes I'm like, I'm not finna be a part of it. I'm not finna like mod for an organization that has literally defanged me. You know, defanged and clawed me.
I mean, it's one thing if they defang, but it's a thing. Like again, for me, a lot of the issues I have, a lot of the things that I'm trying to fix are like racism, just people being fucking racist in chat. And with X Life, I am the only person of color who's on that my team. So I can't leave. So it's like, yeah, like I'll step away.
Because if you leave,
if I leave, then it's done.
Yeah, if you leave, they're not going to replace
anybody the satisfaction.
That's a
level of petty I respect.
It is. Oh,
that's
don't
a lot to carry.
Don't worry, I am quite aware of that. And luckily, I've been working with people this year to kind of get that backup, to get that help that I need, and we're trying to make those changes, especially like right now within Extra Life, but hopefully to roll it out to other organizations because we know Extra Life isn't the only one. But yeah, it is, and like it's that whole thing of like every person I talk to, and I tell that story of what happened in 2018, they're like, they did what? You did what? That was like that. Like, yeah, I've seen some shit. Shit ain't new.
Shit
like
ain't
this
new
all the time.
Shit ain't new. When I tell you.
But yeah, I know you're right. It is exhausting. It's enough to where like my wife says, like, why do you keep doing this? Because again, if I leave, then who the fuck's gonna do it?
Who's gonna replace me when I'm gone?
Like I get it. It should not be our burden, but again, at the same time. At the same fucking time, I can't just let it go.
No, you can't. You're right. Because if you leave, who's gonna replace you? Like they just gonna basically be like, okay, we just not gonna have people of color to mod, and we just gonna be like a hot mess when it's like when it really starts breaking off. You know?
Yeah.
When the people don't feel comfortable to be a part of your organization because you got folks out here that are just literally. Bussing to be bussing in a way, like so.
It's crazy, but I mean, it's hard. It's hard, but somebody got to do that work. Unfortunately.
Agreed.
All right, let's try to knock out some of this other stuff here before we get too late. I know Indy was asking, was there any Android fans in his house? I know I have an iPhone. I think Sin had mentioned he has an Apple phone. So it's like, Kev, you the only Android guy in here?
Yeah, I'm the only Android guy. I was a former Apple guy, but you know.
Can I interest you in a Pixel 5?
Yes.
Bye. No pocket lint. I don't care about your ad. So yes, yesterday, the Pixel 5 launch night went live. Excuse me. Apparently some influencers got boxes from Google that had a Pixel 5. It had the new Google Chromecast and a smart speaker.
Yes.
So yeah, the Google 5 and the Google 4a 5G were announced yesterday. So hey, there are specs here. I mean, it looks kind of boring compared to older Pixels. I mean, I don't know. I'm starting to fall in love with this hole punch though. These phones with the hole punch are starting to look really good to me now.
Yeah, I am very much feeling the whole hole punch thing. Like the hole punch, the fingerprint sensor. Like I'm the nice AMOLED screen because I've been shopping around for a new phone, and I'm really settled on like the 4A, not the
5G
5G
variant.
one,
Yeah.
not the 5G variant, because I'm probably not gonna have 5G, not in this area. But
Yeah.
anyway,
I
especially
don't know.
now. But yeah,
Did the 4A not have a fingerprint reader on it either?
no, it does. It does.
So
It
this
does.
one doesn't?
What? That's why on the 4A 5G, huh?
It does not look like it has one. So I'm gonna look up the 4A.
That's wild.
I don't think the 4A has one either. Like the regular one.
No, the 4A has one. Oh, the 4A has one. The 4A regular 4A has one. Yeah. I have not seen
Okay,
where the
all right. I see it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's there. Oh, it's there. I've seen a lot of reviews on it from Marcus and Pocket Now and Android Authority. Yeah, it has one, but
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to. Is it just faint in that photo?
I think it's faint because it's gotta have. It's just an upgraded variant of the 4A. Like, it's gotta have like for $4.99 for it to not have a $4.99 started at $4.99 and not have a fingerprint sensor.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It is super fucking faint, but it's there. Okay.
Yeah, it's there. Yeah, I see it now.
It is very. It's flush with that damn phone.
It's funny because I'm looking at the stream. It really does look like I'm looking at it like over the side. Like, yep.
Yeah, because like looking at my monitor, I can see it, but yeah, looking at the show feed on OBS, it's like, yeah, I don't see it anymore. So yeah, okay, so yeah, the Pixel 5, Pixel 5, Pixel 4, 5G were announced last night.
Oh, yeah.
Chromecast with Google TV was announced, and yeah, you said that Home Depot was selling this early.
Yes,
I thought it was out. I thought it was out, so I was like, they selling it early? Really?
No. They just like Home Depot just broke street date. Like it was like I think it was like Home Depot was selling them. Was it Best Buy too? I know it was like the one thing that kind of blew people's mind was Home Depot's got Chromecasts, and B, they broke street. It was like they broke street date, and then like B, it was like, wait, Chromecast sell like Home Depot sells Chromecast, huh?
Yeah.
So
so the new Chromecast is out. This one comes with the little remote. So apparently it's like it's kind of like a pared down version. It looks like it's gonna be a pared down version of Android TV.
Yeah. They've basically like rebranded Android TV.
No.
Like,
so they're saying that Google TV isn't a replacement for Android TV. This is not rebranding. It's its own different thing. I guess it's like just a smaller version of it, but it's not going to replace Android TV. So those who have like Nvidia Shield or any other Android TV, it's not going to replace that. But it's giving you an interface that allows you to use this remote that comes with it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. They're still selling the old Chromecast, like the little record-looking disc one.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not selling the Chromecast Ultras separately. They're including them with Stadia Pro subscriptions.
Which makes sense.
And that's the only thing that that Google makes of their own that will actually play Stadia games on your TV.
It's kind of
Android TV does not have it. This Chromecast Google TV does not have it yet.
That's kind of a missed opportunity to me. That really is.
Yeah, it makes me really wonder about Stadia still.
Like this with an Ultra, like I would just immediately just come out with an Ultra variant of this was like 4K and with Stadia. And I think this would be nice because this is already like nice to me. I'm already a good chance I'm gonna pick this up for the family television because what I do like about Google, it does support HBO Max because Fire TV does not. That's really a bummer. So to have Disney Plus, and to have, which is always great, and to have, like, of course, your your Hulu, your YouTube, and your Netflix, and then also to have HBO Max on TV. Yeah, I think that's probably probably get this one for the main TV, for the family TV, family 50-inch, and then probably get maybe one for my television down the line, because they're like $50.
Yeah.
So it's real reasonable.
And I think I saw somewhere where if you got a month of YouTube TV, they'll give you one of these.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
And it's for like new customers only. So I'm like, I could just create a dummy account, pay for a month of YouTube TV, because it's like $60, but then it just comes with this. Like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah,
like $10 for like the TV, and then I get a Chromecast. Like, just to have this weird dumb thing.
Not a bad deal.
So yeah, new Chromecast with Google TV, and then the Nest Audio, essentially a Nest Mini that just got stretched out.
Pretty much, yeah.
Let's see, what does this even look like? I don't like the picture that this site provided.
It's like, I do not like this. I do not like this photo. It is unflattering.
It's very unflattering. I don't know what that is.
It is not part of the aesthetic that this stream strives for.
No, not at all.
It's like a big chunky.
Actually, this doesn't even do any better.
Nah,
I just don't like how the Nest Audio looks at all.
I'm not really sold on it. The one thing I liked about Alexa, the old, like, what was it, the Echo, the old Echoes, or the newer Echoes, where they were like basically like these nice circular like tubes that just like sat in the corner, and it looked nice and it blended well into the thing, and you would talk to it, and then it would flash, and you were like, "Oh, what's that?" that just looks like one of them speakers. That just looks like a speaker. It looks exactly like a speaker. Like, it looks incredibly like a speaker. And that's just something I'm like, not really like something that I would like to pick up on. But, tech-wise, it sounds pretty good, because it has like the nice matching where you can like, he's brought out his own Google Mini.
He had to take a moment.
He's like, "Yo, let me get the Google Mini out."
I mean, yes, exactly what I did.
Yeah, I got one of them too, and it's
this
like
is really what it is, and I just
Okay, so I'm just gonna. Can I just go ahead and keep it like two Virgils up here,
please?
Mm-hmm.
That thing looks straight up like an AirPod case. Why is this thing up here? It looks like an AirPod case. That is an AirPod case with an electrical cable attached to it.
Yeah, because I'm like, it just doesn't look appealing to me, especially when you compare it to the Echo, to the Amazon Echo.
I mean,
and it just looks nice.
Like, for me, I'd just rather go get a HomePod or something.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, I guess it's one of these things where, again, there's a thing that you have done, and then possibly you wanted to do something to improve on it, but this doesn't seem to have a significant improvement. It just looks different. And in this case, it doesn't even look like it's not like it's going to make that less obvious or something like that. So what's supposed to be happening here?
It doesn't look that nice.
What did they do that they had to change the shape that dramatically for?
Yeah, I mean, because look at what they had before.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't look as nice as like a Bluetooth speaker.
The Home Max looked a lot better. Like, it looks like it's a stable speaker.
Now, see, I like that. I like that.
I think part of it is there's a certain look that you associate with things. Mm-hmm. And so when you have a speaker, you expect those things to do stuff like have four sides, be relatively rectangular, or somewhat like the shape that you currently have on the screen.
Yeah.
This other thing looks like do I put things in here? Is this meant for holding pencils or paint brushes?
Right.
Like, what are we doing here? Does this charge my phone?
Is these
Do I use
bookends?
it to apply makeup? I don't know. Like,
Right.
I'm pretty sure if I ordered this and it came to my mom's house, she would ask me if I got this from like Sephora. I don't.
This definitely looks like
I
Sephora.
don't know. Maybe
This
it's
looks like a
just one of
Bluetooth
those
speaker.
not my aesthetic preference, but it's
Oh.
also like, y'all, why? Y'all could have left that alone. Now, y'all really could have just made a smaller version of this.
I'd be fine with that.
I mean,
You
I think it's this though, which is saying
Yeah.
like there's no middle ground anymore. They got rid of the regular Google Home that looked like a vase, which was weird even then too.
Right. Y'all remember like growing up, y'all remember seeing like those Bose commercials, them Bose like stereo
Were they
Bose
infomercials?
stereos? Yeah, like the infomercial seeing like the Bose stereos.
Yeah.
And those things were like nice because it felt classy to have that. That felt like you just wanted to like. I feel like I came home from work, I put on some Duke Ellington, and it's just like playing on in the background, and then you just listen to all that wonderful sound and surround system, and you're like, yes.
Well, you sitting along like the dude on the Maxell tapes.
Yeah,
You sitting there like this.
No. I'm thinking like you're sitting back, you're relaxing, you're just like lounging around. Oh, my favorite beverage. Oh, like that kind of sound system feel you want. And I feel like we're walking way away from that, where it's just like everything looks like Bluetooth speakers now. Like everything just looks like fancy Bluetooth speakers.
It has to be modern and sleek and fit into your house that's all white for some strange reason.
Yeah,
Because you
like,
don't have children. Like, yeah, my house is dark. Because, like, nah, man, I got a 4-year-old and I'm not trying to clean any of this.
So I'm just like, it's just a no for me. Like,
So,
I got a Bluetooth speaker. I'm good.
Since we were talking about Nest and whatnot, I got a Nest Mini, the second generation of this guy, from Google One or whatever, right?
Right.
Tell me why the other day I saw this box and thought that I had an Xbox Series S just sitting on my counter. I was like, wait, what the hell is that? Oh, never mind. I was about to get real excited for a second.
I am laughing.
I mean, come on though. Like if you just saw this out the corner of your eye. The console is really small.
It is. It's very small.
I'm going to pull a Phil Spencer's. I'm just hiding it in plain sight. Nobody knew I had one.
See, it's right here. You didn't even know it was there.
Didn't even know. That still blew my mind. When he shared that tweet, he showed that screenshot. I was like, damn, he had us all. All fooled.
All fooled.
So yeah, that's all that came out of Google's event yesterday. So now we're officially in the games, I guess. We talked about the Xbox stuff, but we got more Xbox news. EA Play is officially coming to Xbox Game Pass on November 10th for Xbox only.
Just in time for y'all to have something to jump into after these elections are over.
Yeah, PC is going to be coming out in the year.
Yep, beginning of December.
Beginning of December, yeah. So that's
yeah.
Oh yeah. If you get a chance, play Titanfall 2. Trust me. I know you guys like an Apex, but where do you think Apex came from? Titanfall 2. I'm just like, came from Respawn, same people that made Apex. It's a wonderful game, highly like underrated, and it is so good. It was sent out to fail, and you can play it on EA Play. So please do that. Oh yeah, and also Plants vs Zombies vs Neighborville, Battle for Neighborville. That is, I heard good things about that game. I can't wait to try that when it goes to PC, because I'm gonna be playing that, and I'm not gonna give EA any of my money. Cool. So
yeah. Keep in mind, November 10th on Xbox. So this means Xbox One and Xbox Series X, because that's also the launch date for the Series X and the Series S. You have, Game Pass games. You got EA games to play on November 10th. Also, this is not the Origin Premier version. The Xbox never got that. So was it EA Access? Did not get the Premier version, which had EA games come out day and date and you can play them. That was only on PC and that was Origin Access Premier. So this ain't that.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't that. You're going to get the games that are in EA's vault. So if you thought you were going to play the new Madden, now you're going to play Madden 2020.
I think that might be the best Madden to play.
It's not that.
The way I heard it, that's probably the best Madden to play.
Never. So yeah.
The way I heard it.
So yeah, keep that in mind. It will not be any new EA games. So don't expect to circumvent, paying EA $60 for Madden 21 on the Series X. You only have Madden 20. Which actually I'm looking forward to. I miss playing Madden.
Same.
I miss playing Madden. I'm telling you, I lost my shit when they announced that Madden was coming back to PC.
I ain't played a Madden. I ain't played a Madden seriously since 2011.
Damn, you missing out.
Not really.
Also, it will be a part of xCloud then as well. So all those with your Android phones, all your fancy Android phones, because I can't play on iOS, you'll have access to the EA games on your phone on, again, November 10th. Actually, it says some EA games will also be available. Not all of them, so there's that. But yeah,
Game Pass is just a great value. It's just a great value. It's just great. Just really good.
And speaking of EA and Apex Legends, crossplay beta begins October 6th. So all you PC, your Xbox, and your PS4 gamers, you can all come together and play Apex Legends together. Settle this age-old debate. Who is playing second fiddle to PC?
Yep. Also, Switch. Also, I think Apex
Switch
is
Switch coming into this?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I forgot. Apex is coming to Switch, but yeah, it's not out yet.
It's not out yet.
Yeah. Which I imagine when it does come out, they'll patch into the crossplay stuff too.
Yeah, it probably will.
Kev, this is yours. This is your baby. Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered has a new face for Peter, spruced up environments, and more.
So, just for the audience's knowledge, this is literally the moment that they've been waiting to talk about. So I'm pretty sure the podcast is going to end right after this one because we got to talk about that whole thing.
Okay. Play the
video though. You about to do it.
Oh, he's playing the video. Look at this. Look at my man. Who mans is this?
Look at Tom Holland out here.
Whose mans is this? Whose mans is this? Now look, Ak is the same. Look, it's even darker. Look at this.
Yeah, that is definitely not the same dude.
That is not the same dude's face. Look at that. Not even the same dude. Not even the same hair. Just total different.
Now I'm wondering too, because AIM is the main villain from the Avengers video game, right?
Right. Well, yeah.
So he's holding this AIM cup. I wonder if the AIM mug was in the PS4 version of this game.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, it was? Okay.
Yeah, because AIM's kind of a
yeah, I know
deal.
AIM's in Marvel. I know all that. I gathered that from the Avengers, but it's not something I was looking for when I was playing the game originally.
Yeah,
so,
there's always little callbacks to little pieces of Marvel lore, and Stan Lee's in the game, so that was
his last appearance in anything, right?
That was his last cameo. Was in this game.
I think I did catch some feelings when I saw that.
Yeah, I was like, oh no. Oh. So, so imagine. Okay, before I really begin, imagine for a second that somebody who's played countless number of hours of this game. And I've ran a lot. I haven't 100%ed it. I'm probably about 80% 85 to 85 to 88% completed of this game. If I wanted to knock that whole 12% out, I could probably definitely do that. But I played a lot, and to me, the weird thing of this game, I played this game. Probably not going to play this. Definitely not going to play the remastered. Not because of dude's face, but because I've played this game practically twice, and I've beaten it once. So I'm pretty much finished. So I'm pretty like I'm probably gonna get Miles. If I decide I want to go back and do the rest of the 12%, I'm gonna do that. The DLC, that's fine. But I'm gonna do that on the PS4. Now, when I see my man's face looking like this, when you decide to change a person's face and you don't tell nobody till the internet goes, the fuck is this? And then you decide after like, wait. I know what you guys are thinking, but we decided to go a different direction because it was kind of hard when we were remastering it. Air quotes on the remaster, by the way. Big air quotes on because how do you remaster a game that's 2 years old? I will never know. But let's air quotes on the remaster when really it's just an upgrade in quality and fidelity. When you just up the frame rates, clear, add some anti-aliasing and a little ray tracing, and you made the game look nice. That you decide that because you couldn't do it. Oh yeah, bring up the comparison so you can see the two. And yeah, basically two different actors. So now you've basically paid one actor for his likeness. Now you've decided to then pay another person for his likeness. Look at the guys. They don't even look remotely close to each other. They like different hair. My man's got more of a swoop. This guy's got more of a blowout. And like the OG's got the blowout. The guy's got the clean cut white boy haircut. The Pete Buttigieg, I've heard it being called.
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know. So I'm gonna stop you there. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling the dude on the right though.
I mean, you probably
Something was off about the guy on the PS4 one though.
See, the problem with that though is that's the guy that they chose. The guy they chose that's their guy. Yeah. They said they were going for a more mature, older, more mature Peter Parker. Which one of those looks like an older, more mature Peter Parker to you?
The one on the left.
The one on the left. So if the people said we're going for an older, mature, well-lived, well-fought Peter Parker, why the fuck am I looking at a Tom Holland lookalike? Why am I looking at that? And I'm not saying that Tom Holland could not play an older, more mature Spider-Man, or this person couldn't look like an older, mature Spider-Man. But the reasons you've given us that you decided to go with a whole different dude is the fact that it's technical and we can't really get to it, but we can't really match the lip. We couldn't remaster it and keep the old guy's face to match with the voice actor's lips during the remastering process. And I think I call bullshit on that because literally you got the old Doc in there with no problem. Did you change Mary? Did you change Captain Watanabe? Did you change Maid? Did you change Martin Lee? Did you change any of these people? Because if you're looking if I got a problem and I can't fix it, I would take all the energy and power to make the first guy look right or just saying, hey guys, we just decided to change the look. And I would have been fine with that. I would have been fine being like, well, we made a creative decision. We wanted to change it, deal with it. But the fact that you guys said, oh, it's technical, we couldn't get it because it's technical. That I call BS on it because that sounds like Ubisoft saying oh yeah, we can't make women in Assassin's Creed games because because it's hard because they have the shapes and the things and everything and we can't do it. And then you do it in Odyssey with no fanfare, and now you do it in Valhalla with similarly no fanfare.
We really need a tally of the amount of times
You
Ubisoft
know,
gets
there's a
mentioned in this show.
Like imagine if you would have if Uncharted had remastered Uncharted 4 with a different dude's face to match the facial structure to make a Drake look like a different Drake.
I mean,
How tight would we be?
I don't know, put Nathan
You
Fillion
know,
in there.
what is so upsetting to me in these situations is the insult to our intelligence. Like,
Yeah.
we aren't in there, but like for real, the people here do tech work and stuff. We have to talk to people. I specifically talk to a lot of people in design. It's not like we don't have any concept or foundation of how difficult trying to model this stuff would be. So if you were just like, hey, we had some decisions to make, we decided to make this choice instead of this other one, we're, like, as long as you're not, like, it's one of those, hey, if you decide to do stuff, you decide to do stuff. There's not really an argument to it, right?
Never
But if
really
you're just like, well, we couldn't do this because there were technical limitations. Do y'all remember when they said we changed the code somewhere and it made it impossible for us to port Control to the PS5, so you don't get to carry any of that other save data unless you buy the Ultimate Edition again for the upgraded system? And it's kind of like, you didn't introduce a new model, you didn't change the gameplay, you didn't add additional content, there's no DLCs, there's no storyline. You was just like, what did you do then? What did you do that warranted us paying for like a whole brand new game for no reason?
Right.
Do you remember that? Because that was
I remember.
ago.
No, I've now figured out something. You have cracked the code.
Right.
You've cracked the code. Because you know that you cannot transfer your saves from PS4 to PS5 Spider-Man either, right? Maybe this is why. Huh? No. That's... All right, I'll try it. Look, Nicodamus is 100%.
Yeah, because it's like I'm looking at, because I'm literally looking at it because I'm like, this is a 2-year-old game at most. It's a 2-year-old game, and you quote unquote remastered it, which really you just like took the code and you just made it look all nice and pretty. You kind of cleaned up some textures, did some anti-aliasing, really flexed that ray tracing, and that's about it. How is it that you can't just we got a different guy's face that you chose? You chose that guy. You chose him.
How did you manage to make everything else in the scene, including the literal other human being, exactly the same?
You didn't change nobody else but except Peter Parker. And then like, who did you change? I'm looking at Doc Ock. You got the rolls, you got the jub, you got the hairline, you got the glasses. Everything was good, but then you decided when you got the Peter Parker, the person, the guy in your franchise, the main guy in your franchise. Then you're like, yeah, we had a little technical difficulties matching it, and we kind of went to find somebody. Marcus, Google Yuri Lowenthal. Google that guy. So they basically said they wanted to find somebody to basically match up the voice with the I guess basically match somebody with the voice from. That's the guy that voices Spider-Man. This guy.
He looks like none of those guys.
He looks like none of those guys. What are we doing? Like, why are we?
The emphasis.
What is
the emphasis?
Yet,
that straight from the pulpit in the 1950s.
That's what I'm saying. Like none of the guys. Like I say, I've seen Naughty Dog when they made The Last of Us. They had one woman for the I can't remember what the character name, the villain in the game, the villain / protagonist in the game. I can't remember. Was like Eddie, Anna, something. Anyway, they had the girl. They had a face model because they do this. They do it all the time in games. They have a face model. And then they have people doing the voices for the face model. That's what happened to Death Stranding because they had Guillermo del Toro as the face and body model, but they had another guy doing his voice. So if Kojima could do it with no problem, how is it that you guys can't do that, huh? I'm sorry, huh?
I'm
I'm
still just
sorry.
getting over the fact that why who is this guy? I don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the guy that plays That's the guy that plays the voice of
Again,
Spider-Man.
I know the answer. Know the answer to it. I'm just saying, like, why couldn't, in the age now where we can, like, Insomniac is not, it's not like Insomniac doesn't have money. Granted, they weren't bought by Sony until after the game came out.
Right.
But it's not like Insomniac doesn't have money
Right.
to where y'all couldn't, like, get an actor to actually play Spider-Man, you know, have his face be in there. I don't know. It just seems like a thing that people are doing nowadays.
I mean, like I say, Naughty Dog
Y'all couldn't find a Tom Holland light.
Naughty Dog took 3 women to make one character. They took the face of one, they took the body of another, and then they took the voice of another woman to interject that voice. They literally took 3 people to make one character. And you mean to tell me that y'all couldn't have made that work with the OG face? And again, I'm not saying that I'm mad. I'm not really mad about it. It sounds like I'm mad. I'm not really mad about it. I'm just like I am just like
I don't appreciate being lied to. That's how I feel.
I don't appreciate being lied. I don't appreciate being lied to, and I don't appreciate the answer that you gave me. And we got the man flipping the bird. So
I felt like it was appropriate. I'm sorry.
That's pretty much how I feel right now because I'm like, like literally, like you guys are giving me bull crap, and it's the same thing. It's Pokemon it's Game Freak telling everybody, oh yeah, we can't get the national in Pokédex in the game because we can't do all the models, and then you find out that the models they could have put the models in, but they chose not to because reasons. And when people found out, people were mad about that. I was indignant about it because I was like, I can't believe y'all tried. Y'all said y'all couldn't do it, but you could easily just say, hey, we don't want to do it. It's a creative choice. Deal with it. And Pokemon fans would have been like, yeah, I'm mad, but I understand. They chose to it. Just stand on your own 2 feet. Say with your whole chest, we decided to go with a different looking actor. If you don't want to play the game, you don't got to play the game. You got the PS4 version. I got the PS4 version. I'm not pressed about it. I'm not buying it on PS5. I played it on PS4.
So do we keep the old guy? So do we keep the old guy?
I hope so.
Because my whole thing is now,
if they patch out the old guy, it's gonna be
there's that, but also who, like, you imagine Peter Parker is going to be in Miles Morales, right?
Right.
So what is Peter Parker going to look like in Miles Morales?
That would be Peter Parker. Like, yeah, I don't know.
See, because like if they didn't patch him out on the PS4, then now you have 2 versions of the same game with 2 different people in it for something that just came out.
And then you'll be like, "Who man's is this? What? Who man's is this? Who? Talking about?" Especially if Miles Morales is going to be a standalone game anyway. You don't have to play Spider-Man PS5 remastered to play this, to play Miles.
See, now I'm just now I'm concerned that they're gonna do like the Metal Gear Solid 2 okie doke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you go play a Solid Snake for 5 minutes.
Mm-mm. A Solid Snake. Oh, riding. Here you go.
I mean, he
Pretty Boy Ninja. Let's go.
He sucked in, but man, MGS4 though. They did him right. They did my man right in MGS4. But
yeah, they rectified it. But yeah, I mean, it's just like, it's literally like, again, I'm not even really mad about it because I'm not gonna buy it, and I'm not gonna buy it on PS5. But seriously, I cannot believe that they tried it like that. I mean, literally the new, like, not even like a new face, but with the old hair. That might have been a little odd, but I think we'd have been fine with it. But literally, like, they changed everything. They just went with a whole nother model. So now you just literally paid 2 dudes to play Peter Parker on one game.
They flush with cash, man. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm. That's just stupid money right there. Stupid waste of money.
Back to Moving on to some streaming news. Well, more streaming news. Twitch has also introduced Soundtrack by Twitch, rights cleared music for all Twitch creators. Apparently, what they have done is created a standalone music app that we can play music on your stream that will not get you striked while streaming.
I'm here for it.
But
I feel that people are expecting it to do things more than it does. So please, what I'm going to advise here, just like your affiliate contract, is to read the whole thing out loud if you have to, so that the words sink in. Read the whole thing.
Like I was going to gloss over it until I saw somebody put it on Twitter, so I kind of circled back and found the blog post for it. So yeah, they say stream worry free. Soundtrack's vast library of songs from fresh independent artists are all cleared for worldwide listening during your live streams. Music from Soundtrack is separated into its own audio channel, so you can play music on stream without worrying about your archives being muted or receiving strikes against your Twitch channel or wherever else your content may go.
So I might need a link to that here, but my understanding for that is that only counts for your live streaming time. I don't know if, for example, that music continues to exist or if it is allowed to in other places that you might take it, process it, or anything else.
So it seems like you are not playing this music through OBS. Like it's patching in somehow, I guess, so you can listen to it, and it's going to Twitch, and through Twitch's player, it's splicing the audio back in on their end. That way, when people view your archives, when people watch if you record your streams, that music will not be on the video.
And that part, y'all need to remember if you're going to do it.
Right.
Now, I can't speak to any certainty. That's what I got from it. That's what that's what that section says to me.
Right.
Just before the show, I got invited to try it. So
that means you're gonna have the tea for us next week.
Yes.
I would definitely like to know. I would definitely like to know.
Because if it's a thing of so think about it. With Twitch Sings, you cannot use Twitch Sings as a karaoke app. You have to be live in order to run that, which sucks.
Right.
So with this one, I am pretty sure you have to be live on Twitch in order to even use this.
Possibly, yeah.
So yeah, when I download it and play around with it, I'm definitely gonna try to nope, I'm not gonna go live. I'm gonna record a YouTube video or just record a video, and I bet you that shit will not play in VLC.
I sure won't.
If the app even loads at all.
Yep. So, but if you want to use stuff in the meantime, I would recommend Pretzel. And Pretzel is a good software.
There you go.
Yeah, Pretzel is something that I use even in its free
not anymore.
iteration.
Oh, is it still free?
It's like free. Yeah, it's still free. It's just like
I'm paying their subscription, so
yeah. The tier is basically the free tier is basically you cannot it's gonna be in your chat. It's gonna show you songs in your chat, and yeah, and you only get X amount of songs in a curated list, and yeah. But if you want to use something, that is free, and then you could also use there's Spotify also has, Twitch has music playlists that have royalty free songs. So if you want to listen to that on Spotify, you could do so as well that way. And I think also Monster Cat, but I think you have to pay for Monster Cat. But Pretzel is something that I use. And then of course, if you want to go and find music that is no copyright, you can check on YouTube for NCS channels, and then you can listen to music from those channels. That's what I also use as well. You won't get dinged for it. I think the last time I got dinged on a music for music, it was I was playing Link to the Past, and it was the song where the save happens I'm doing it badly because I don't want to get dinged. I don't want this to get dinged by Damaka if Damaka decides, I guess, to feel a way about it. But yeah, it's that song that you would hear when you like do your saves, and I got dinged for that, and I'm just like, why? But anyway, yeah.
So I looked at the email. All right, so it says once you're in, download the Soundtrack app. When installed, it will install a new OBS plugin for you. You can find this plugin in sources. Once added to your setup, you're ready to go. So it does require you to have OBS 26. So hey, that's actually the next thing in streaming that I'm going to tell you about, and also an update. So there's that too. Once installed, launch the app, log into your Twitch account, just make sure you're running Windows 10, all this stuff. So yeah, it's tied. It's tied into a lot of things. So yeah, I cannot wait to see what I'm about to break with this thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so if that's what you want, then there you go. But again, one way to market yourself on Twitch and on other platforms is to actually have your archives. And if music is kind of your identity on the platform, this ain't a good look.
Mm-mm.
Now, there's a lot going into it too. A lot of this feels like I'm kind of concerned about this after a manner for two reasons. So, on the one hand, you have Twitch trying to cover itself. Ultimately, is like how this comes across to me, right? They're trying not to catch these lawsuits. So it's one of those, you can't even have the copyrighted music in our archives. People have no way to do that because of how we set things up. But it also seems like there's a potential for this to turn into a thing where they can just go, you can only do this for music at some point. And that part of things is concerning because you have Fixed as a partner. You have people like Chillhop and Monster Cat who also provide music and different licenses for having background music on streams or on YouTube videos, some of them paid, some of them free, what have you, with music libraries. And I'm just going to go ahead and tell you right now, the one thing about that was it took me months of searching for me to find music that wasn't just bland, for lack of a better term. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Some of this music come out here has no bass and sounds like 6 o'clock in the morning. No one's trying to sound like that. We need grooves in this house, right? So for it to become all of that, I was just kind of like, nah, you know what? I'm all right here.
Right.
I'm all right. Now, if they're just like, hey, if you're concerned about it, this is an alternative, I'm cool with it being presented as an alternative.
Right.
I don't want it to take the additional step further and become law.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna check it out, see what it is. Y'all will probably see some tweets, so definitely follow me at Major Linux.
Big facts.
I'll let y'all know.
Oh yeah.
Let y'all know.
Please do.
I'm already not happy about this. Actually, as a matter of fact, I might try it tomorrow. So I'm gonna be back here tomorrow doing kind of a Linux type stream. So yeah, I'll probably try it tomorrow. We can listen to it, knowing good and well that nothing will be on YouTube.
Probably not.
So yeah. And in other streaming news, and I guess spilling into updates, OBS 26.0 is out, and boy, this is a big update.
Chunky.
Granted, it messed up the stream a little bit, but hey, we're bouncing back, we're recovering. But yeah, so a lot of updates came in here. You can now use OBS officially as a virtual camera. So for those who want to do cool things with OBS and you put it in your Zoom or your Google Meets, you can now do that. There's an actual dedicated button for you to turn it on. So that's pretty cool. There's also noise suppression built into OBS now. I am currently using it. Then I tried to do other things in Voice Meter, and yeah, that just kind of went to shit. So we're not gonna talk about all that. There are new media controls for the VLC player. There are little buttons and tabs for sources in OBS, so you can play with that. And then other smaller things, for other OSs, like the BSD supports in here. Even though people are using BSD. Excuse me.
Interesting.
The QSV encoder for those people who are using their Intel CPUs to stream. There's some improvements in here. Mac improvements. See, there are NVENC improvements. There's a lot of stuff in here. A lot of updates, bug fixes. It's a huge update. This update is fucking huge. So if you are streaming, you like OBS Studio, please download this new update. Give it some time. Work with it. Outside of issues that it created because of the things that it allows me to do as a person, as a human being who makes mistakes. It's all right. This program is actually really good. It's really solid. I do recommend it. Again, I also recommend OBS Studio over all the other streaming platforms because you just gotta love that bleeding edge. And it's open source. And I'm always gonna love open source. I'm always here for open source.
Big facts.
This is literally a GitHub page we're looking at.
In this house, we stand for open source.
Except for it's a Mac. Except for when it's a Mac.
Yeah, except for it was a Mac. Yeah.
Demetis, love it and open source. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? We got Tux here. You know what the deal is.
Mm-hmm. You know the vibes.
You know the motherfucking vibes. In deals, Amazon Prime finally coming October 13th. So get ready to get them super, super discounts or either boycott Amazon, whichever you choose. I support both. Because when Prime Day happens in every other website, man, damn, why my computer gotta make it fucking hot? So talking shit about Amazon and the email notification, hey, your Amazon package shipped. Fucking asshole.
All the tea.
Why?
Computer, I'm gonna need you. Computer, I'm gonna need you to not spill the tea.
All my notifications out there.
I don't need you to be exposing me like this.
Right. Shit. Making it fucking hot today. Damn. Anywho. Amazon Prime Day, 13th and 14th of October. As I was saying before, Outlook decided to make it hot for me. Even though it is Prime Day and Prime Day, like Amazon has all the good prices out there for Prime customers. All the retailers kind of take advantage of that shit too.
They do.
As a matter of fact, last year, while boycotting Amazon, I went to Newegg and bought some computer parts because they were also on sale over there. I was like, Actually, it was a better price on Newegg for the Ryzen CPU. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to buy it here. Sure, it won't be here in 2 days, but it's okay.
I can wait.
As long as we're sticking it to Amazon and making sure that those Amazon employees didn't have to work.
Mm-hmm. You right.
So yeah, if you hey, again, it's free market, it's capitalism. If you want to shop at Amazon, go for it. If you want to boycott Amazon, go for it. Just letting you know, 13th to 14th of October is Prime Days. And probably Prime Day everywhere else too. So
yeah.
And in other deals, Xbox Game with Gold has announced their games for the month of October. Costume Quest, Maid of Sker, Slayaway Camp, and Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy. Oh, it looks like and The Division and Armed and Dangerous is still available. Well, actually, no. I'm sorry. That's not available. It was last month.
Right.
The Book of Unwritten Tales 2 is what will be available on the 15th for Xbox 360
Hmm.
or Xbox. One of the not Xbox One. I forgot they give Xbox games now too.
Yep.
So yep, those your Xbox titles. They seem to be all Halloween spoopy, as people like to say. I hate that word, spoopy.
Mm,
I don't like spoopy.
Spoopy is my vibe. So
I don't like spoopy. It's
Spoopy
spooky.
Ween.
It's spooky.
Yeah, no,
It's
spoopy.
spooky. Either way, I don't do it anyway. I'm not about that. October is just October to me. This is like the month I'll be like the least active because I'm like, yeah, y'all keep your horror shit over there.
Yeah, I'm down with the little spoopy win. Sometimes like last year, like the game of choice was like playing like Destiny 2 and doing all the Festival of the Lost stuff and doing the Haunted Forest, and that was creepy as shit. But I'm not to the point where I'm like, yeah, I think I could skip that one this year. So, but yeah, I don't really, I feel the spoopy ween vibes,
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure the Sony stuff is out there, but I missed it, just didn't care. I don't know. Actually, I'm surprised they're doing anything. But not being upset and hurt by all the stuff that Microsoft's been doing this past week.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. I think that is it. We made it. We made it to the end. Again,
we did it.
After God, look, fellas, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so sorry.
The struggle.
I'm so sorry. Eventually, we're going to get it. I'm sorry, not we, because it's not Sin, it's not Kev, it's me. Eventually, I'm going to get this right. They show up on time, ready to go there, the utmost professional, and here I come in with a busted ass stream. It's like, you know what? Hey, we're just gonna make it work. I even tried to take Sin's advice, and I somehow fucked that up. But we did it. We're here at the end of this episode of Tech Talk Thursday for October 1st, 2020. Kev, Sinziak. Anything y'all got going on this week?
Play Genshin Impact. Go play that game.
That is free, right?
Yeah, it's free. It is a blast and a half, and I've been enjoying that on the low. I played a little bit on PS4, and then I played a lot more on PC. The vibes are great. I streamed it Tuesday and Wednesday, and I loved it, and I had a great time playing it. So definitely go. And it looks magical on my 1060. I know it probably look good on y'all computers. So if you got time, play it. It's on PC. So far right now, it's on PC, PS4, and mobile. Do not use it on mobile. You'll probably blow up your phone. So just go ahead and play it on PC and PS4. Thank you. And yeah. So that's pretty much all I want to say. And I love you guys.
See?
Nothing particular except update your stuff, two-factor your stuff, wash your hands, wear a mask when you go outside. Please and thank you. Yes, that includes the grocery store. Yes, that includes the gas station.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at this game now. What does it look like? Breath of the Wild.
It's been a lot of comparisons to Breath of the Wild.
This is definitely anime Breath of the Wild.
Mm-hmm. It's like Breath of the Wild with a little bit of like Hyrule Warriors action in there, and I'm like, I love it. Like, so it's gorgeous. Look at those vistas.
You know what? You know what? Yeah, I was thinking about it, but this now that I've actually sat down and watched the trailer of this, I think
it's like literally free. Go ahead, go. It's
I
literally
might have to.
It costs free $99.
This on Steam?
No, it's like a little installer thing.
Yeah, I have to take a look and investigate then.
Yeah, take a look at Investigate. I highly
Make sure
recommend
there's
it.
no DRMs and nothing I got to look out for.
Mm,
Because once you install that kernel DRM, that we out.
mm-hmm.
Maybe I will play this on a PS4. It's like it's safe there. It's safe over there, not on my PC.
Mm-hmm.
Not over here.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, check it out. It's really nice. I've really been enjoying it.
Maybe I'll play it on my phone.
I
mean, look, I got an iPhone 11 Pro.
I mean, no, I would try it, but if it get hot, remember I said so.
Okay, so it looks like it is coming to the Switch, but they have not announced the release date for it yet.
They haven't announced it yet.
I would have actually played it there, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for tuning in. Of course, let's see. Tomorrow I've got some Linux updates to do. So again, for those who are using any of the cookout sites, they may go down briefly late at night. And just so you know what they do, it's because of me doing things, not nefarious, but just updating some stuff. So you can watch me on stream, do that live, and I can kind of walk through that stuff with you. And I'm possibly going to do another Linux project while I wait, because updating Ubuntu takes a minute. So definitely check me out then. We'll probably also be talking about the Twitch soundtrack stuff too, because that'll be testing during all that. Outside of that, don't play Super Mario Sunshine. Don't do it. Nintendo, I don't know who hurt you, but you clearly hurt me.
Mm-hmm. That is
Let
why
these people walk around and clean graffiti off the wall. Leave them alone.
It is not the most well loved of Mario games.
No,
but it's not the most well loved of Mario games. But there is a vocal community that do love it, and was very happy to see it. Me, I'm of the Galaxy variety, and until I get like a Galaxy 1 and 2, I'm gonna be skipping this. So yeah.
No, I'm like, so yeah, I only mentioned Mario Sunshine because that's what I was playing this week. I'm giving up on that. I'll be starting Galaxy next week, so we'll see how long that goes before I give that up too. I'm not going to sell a kidney for a 3090. I've got my sights on a 3080, but I've seen some videos today that came out maybe a week ago of the crashes that have been happening with people running 3080s, but it's mainly when they try to overclock the 3080. So yeah, I may not. So my timetables for 3080 may have changed, because if Nvidia and the other board manufacturers have not fixed that issue in new releases before Christmas, I'm not doing that, because I don't, or at least if they fix it, they still sell me a broken one, but have a method for me to get a revised version of that card later on. Right. I'm gonna skip until they I'm gonna skip until they put the new ones out. So
the new batch probably like near end of year possibly.
And then again too, people are saying that AMD's new cards are going to be better than the 3080. So we'll see.
Will it though?
We got, who knows?
Will it though?
I don't know. Maybe they're better than what the consoles got. I don't know. But yeah, like again, we'll see. It does it makes me glad that, hey, I didn't get a 3080 at launch, because I ain't got to deal with that shit.
Right.
So yeah, we'll see where all that shakes out before Christmas. And yet again, it's still looking like I may not get one for Christmas too. So I mean, we got some time. We got some time. I will be upgrading to my 30. I will be upgrading to 3080, but yeah, we'll see.
I'm thinking about August of next year. Oh, that's when I'm going to be looking at computer parts. Serious. Well, I'm looking at I'll always be looking at computer parts, but that's probably when I'm going to be like, yo, that's when I'm going to like buy into a new computer PC parts. Probably somewhere between summer, unless Unless I get some free parts from somebody.
I mean, Nvidia, AMD. I mean, I got this.
Nvidia.
Look, we can do it. Look, we've been telling the future. We can tell your truth. Allow us to tell your truth.
Nvidia, hook us up.
Allow us to tell your truth.
Hook Sin up too. I don't know if Sin needs a 3080, but hook Sin up with one too. Hook us all up with graphics cards, please.
Also, I'm getting a robot vacuum cleaner. I'm getting a Roomba this weekend. So
okay,
that's what that email was for. My Roomba is on the way.
Roomba's on the way.
Yeah, I've got a whole bunch of styrofoam I need to clean up, so I'm saving it for the Roomba. So yeah, I'll definitely be I'll mention some stuff about that either on next Thursday or sometime during my stream this week. So that's gonna do it. We're running a little bit late, and I can see Sin holding up the wrap it up B sign.
Nah, I mean, I'm honestly over here with my sponsored cup of coffee over here.
Flex.
Hey.
Flex is sponsorship.
And a whole strawberry Uncrustable. Like, I'm fine. But during that secondary trip to go get coffee, I may have also acquired snack.
Well, all right. I'm not going to hold anybody up any longer. Thank you all for tuning in for this week's Tech Talk Thursday. Hopefully we'll see you all next week for some more tech goodness. Of course, you guys could have been anywhere in the world, watching any stream in the world. You could have been reading the tech news yourself, but no, you decided to get that digital tea from us three. And we definitely appreciate it. Of course,
it's true. It's a fact.
It's a fact.
Let us tell your truth. And also hook these women in tech up.
Yes, please do. Hook them up with some 3080s, some 3090s, some Ryzen 5000s. Hook them up with the good stuff. You know, they need tech too.
Yeah.
You know.
Also, go vote. Got my absentee ballot in today, so I'm really excited about that. So yes, please go vote. They out here. They out there for real in early voting too.
Yeah, I'm gonna do early voting because camp. You know, so I'm an early voter because of camp. So yeah, I'm going in there. I want my man saying nothing to me. You know, me, my mama, we're going to go up there with our Batman and Wonder Woman masks, and we're going to go vote. And that's just the vibes.
Sad thing is I briefly forgot about COVID, and I really thought you were going to wear the Batman mask. Was it?
No, not the Batman mask. The Batman mask. That's what I got. See? The Batman mask. Yeah, the Batman mask.
I thought Kev was going I made a vote. Tell me where I need to vote. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, yo,
we are. Oh wait, we got masks down here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm maskless.
Mm-hmm. Not the cowl. Exactly what Young says. Not the cowl. The mask.
Oh, I'm maskless.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna catch it.
We out here.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, where my vote at? Here's my ID.
I'll just be here with my giant bag of pepperoni.
Most dangerous black man out here, right here. Where my vote at?
I'll just be out here with my pepperoni. Anywho, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Of course, we'll see y'all next week, God willing. Peace out.
Wakanda forever. Yibambe. Yibambe.